Hi everyone, it's Ed from Runnable, and I've got here to Battersea Park, and believe it or not, no drama today, although the tube did stop at one point from some passenger alert, but I'm here with 40 minutes to spare. I don't know what I'm doing with the time. Normally about 5 minutes to spare, but so today I'm doing a 5k. I've got these shoes on my feet. That'll kind of tell you what I'm going for today. I've got my Metaspeed Edge Paris's on, and I'm going all out today. So no filming. We'll see what I'm made of. See what Runnable Ed's made of today. 5k. I feel like it could be a quick one. My legs feel okay. A little bit of a tight calf, but nothing too major. So I'm not going to moan as normal. I feel like I could get a decent time today if mentally I'm right, and that's what I'm trying to do now in the next 40 minutes, get mentally in shape and go to the toilet because I'm dying for it. So with that, I'll leave you, wish me luck, and I'll do a full debrief of the race and how the shoes went later on. No filming of the actual race today now. I'm going all out. Let's see what I'm capable of, yeah? See if that northern mentality, that don't give a damn, let's go for it, shines through today. See you later, bye bye. So arrived at the event village, on the track. Looks quite nice. Run through really do good organisation of these events, and starting on the track and ending on the track I think is really nice. Anyway, right, I gotta find the backdrop and get myself sorted, and then I'll do a little bit more filming, and then I'll see you later. I got I've got to get my race pack as well.
So, Quine and 10k runners, please head over there now.
Okay,
so the last few moments, we've had John, we've had Sammy, we've had Joshua, Ed, James, Tom and Jamie all coming on through. And we have more and more still coming on, I believe.
So all done. I think just missed out on breaking 17. New PB, I'm pretty sure, but I think I've just missed out. Just over 17, I think, but we'll find out. I'll wait till I get the chip time. It'll be close, but I think it's going to be about 17:05 or something like that. So broken my PB, which I've got to be happy about, but I do feel like I could have done better actually. I didn't feel too terrible at the end. Definitely next time I'm going to have it here It's definitely the quickest 5K.
What a strong finish.
But yeah, these shoes
running
are
from both of
amazing
you.
at 5K. So anyone looking for a 5K shoe
5K times this
that likes a
morning
good
in Battersea
rocker,
Park.
that doesn't mind the shoe being a bit narrow,
And we got Lisa coming on through.
Metaspeed Edge
Smashed
Paris,
the group warm up, leading everyone
absolutely
away, and
incredible shoe.
smashing her 5K.
Felt so good out there running. I just feel like I didn't quite push myself to the max today. I stayed with a guy for too long. I thought I was pacing
Well done to all the runners who
but
just
then,
crossed the line.
as always, you can't trust your watch around London. It's not worth it. You've just got to go
Nice
to the
strong
limit.
finish.
And I didn't quite
Well
today,
done.
which annoys me. But next time gives me something to still aim for this year. I'm going to break that 17, no doubt about it. But
Well,
anyway,
we do have cameras at the
wrong way.
finish line, so make sure you
another one
smile.
finished.
Give us a little pose
If it's a
across the line.
PB, I've got to be happy
5K,
with that.
all in the back.
Yeah,
We
Asics
have our
Metaspeed Edge
23,
Paris.
30 pacer
It's
coming on
another
through.
great race with those on. Has to be my favourite 5K shoe now. I will try it on the 10K just to see if it's good at that distance. I suspect it will be. And not delighted, but I should be really. And on reflection, I'm sure I will be.
Coming on through.
Anyway,
Congratulations.
I'll do the debrief when I get home after I've got to go dry skiing now with my kids in preparation for a skiing trip. So it may not be till late or even tomorrow I get the video on. But if it is tomorrow, you'll be listening to me and my dulcet tones on a Sunday. What's better than that with your newspaper in front of you? See you later. Bye bye.
Hi everyone, it's Ed from Runnable. I hope you're all doing well and enjoyed your weekend. I finally got round to doing my race review of this shoe. This is the Asics Metaspeed Edge Paris. This is a shoe that I used in a recent 5K event in Battersea Park. So in this review, we'll talk a little bit about the shoe, how it felt to race in this shoe, and whether I'd recommend this as a 5K racing shoe or even longer distances. So let's talk a little bit about the shoe. So this is 196 grams in my UK size 9. It's pretty much one of my lightest shoes out there. I think just the Sky Paris, its brother, is lighter at 186, 84 grams. I also own a Chinese racing shoe called the 361 Degrees Miro, which is also extremely light, around about 160 grams. And then obviously you've got the Evo, Adidas Evo, which is one of the lightest shoes going. So it's what I'm trying to say is it's pretty much one of the lightest shoes out there in weight. In terms of stack height, we've got 40 millimeters in the heel. We've got 34 in the forefoot, giving a 6 millimeter drop. So you've got a lot of cushion whether you land on a heel or in the forefoot. I land around here, so it's quite nice having that 34 millimeters. And that's pretty much the highest stack in terms of forefoot stack and cushion in most race shoes that you're going to get, around about 34, possibly 35. So it's pretty good for those who land where I do, around here. Okay, in terms of the shoe itself, you've got a really nice light upper. It's kind of mesh, bit scratchy, but actually conforms to your foot shape rather nicely. You've got these nice ridged laces, you can see there. They, once you cinch them in, they stay tightly locked in. So really good laces. You've got a nice tongue. It's got a little bit of a pillow here. It's this kind of reinforced area. It's not huge by any means, but I got no lace bite at all at the top of my foot. All in all, great lockdown. There's minimal padding around the collar and it's kind of a semi-rigid heel counter. But yeah, all in all, pretty nice upper. All I would say is those with really wide feet, you're going to struggle a little bit, although does conform to your foot shape. Obviously, there's only so much give it's going to have. So I suggest those with a really wide fitting foot. You look at other racing alternatives like, say, the New Balance Fuel Cell Super Comp V4. That's quite a nice wide footing race shoe, but it's not as fast as this. So what helps this be fast are two things. Obviously the midsole, which we'll talk about later, and good traction. And this rubber actually, although there's not a great deal of rubber coverage, you get really good traction here. It's not, I wouldn't say it's tier 1. I don't think it's quite up there with the Adidas shoe, the light traction rubber that's on that shoe, but it's pretty good as racing shoes go. The only thing I would say is, from a durability point of view, there's a lot of exposed foam here, and I think that will start to degrade, and you'll start to see some wear here, particularly if you try and take this anywhere but roads, which I wouldn't advise, by the way. These are £220. You don't want to wreck them on day one, so I would avoid any trail anywhere with sharp rocks, that kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, decent outsole in terms of grip, but just not the best in terms of durability. And you can see, as I've got the shoe like this, you can see it's fairly narrow throughout the kind of midfoot to heel. So those of you with any stability issues, that might present a problem for you, particularly if you land in this area. I land here, and it's got a decent width forefoot for me to land on, so I find it pretty secure. I'm not sure though that I'd want to be landing on something so narrow for the full marathon distance, but I'm starting to maybe change my mind on that as we'll go into this review. So that's the outsole, pretty good. Midsole's where the magic is. This is an amazing midsole, this FF Turbo Plus. Such an enhancement on the FF Turbo. It's really nice and cushioned, but at the same time, it has a little bit of firmness and a really nice spring. This lower plate here, you can see the carbon plate line here, means that I get all this cushion before I engage the plate, and I do actually compress this foam. A lot of these carbon races, it takes me a while to compress the foam enough to engage the plate, but in this shoe I can feel the plate propelling me forward, and it's got a nice rocker as well. It's quite nice and aggressive rocker. So for those who like a rockered early stage rockered ride, I think that's not easy to say, by the way, rockered ride. You'll like this shoe. It's more rockered than the Sky Paris, and you get a really nice flow. When you land around here, you just flow through. It's a really nice smooth transition. And you still get a nice toe spring. Maybe not quite at the level of the Sky Paris, but still feels quite nice to spring forward. So for me, the geometry works really well, particularly going at fast paces. You get a lot of cushion, you get a lot of propulsion, you get nice compression, decompression in this shoe. All in all, it feels a bit like it's been designed for me, this shoe, because I land really close to where this rocker starts, and it just flows me forward. It tips me forward and keeps me on my toes. So yeah, I can go really fast in this shoe, which is kind of handy when you're going at doing 5Ks. So I guess that brings me to the race itself. So because of what I've just talked about, I was able to sustain what for me was a really fast pace. And in the end, I recorded my fastest ever time. So it was a flat course. Let's get that one out of the way. So it is a quick course, but even so, my previous best time on that same course was 17:27, and at the weekend I recorded a time of 17:04. So just missing out on breaking the 70-minute barrier, which at the end, if you watch the footage of how I felt at the end of the run, you could see I was a little bit disappointed. I guess in hindsight, I'm less disappointed now and realise that, you know, it was a really nice achievement to get that close to breaking that, what for me would be a fantastic milestone. And this shoe helps a hell of a lot for me to be able to do that. So I used very recently on the exact same course, I used the Wave Rebellion Pro Beta, which is again another incredibly fast shoe. And I recorded a time of, I think, a 17:29 in that shoe. And so this shoe outperformed that one by, again, sort of like over 20 seconds, which is quite a lot when it comes to 5Ks, right? So I'm starting to think and believe now that this is pretty much my fastest shoe. I think for any 5Ks where I'm really concentrating on PBing or getting the fastest time, so any races where I want to do particularly well, maybe club races, that type of thing, I think I'm going to reach for this shoe in the future. Obviously, there's newer shoes coming out. I should be getting the Cielo X1 2.0 any day now, so I want to try that one as well. But of the ones that I own, I think this is my quickest shoe over 5K, possibly 10K. I need to do a 10K race in this to confirm that. I haven't done that yet, but I think it will be pretty good for 10K as well. I think where I'm starting to have more question marks is kind of half marathon, marathons, purely because of it's not the most stable shoe. You've got a narrow platform. I wonder whether as my form starts to get worse throughout a longer race, whether I'll start landing further back here, and as you can see, it's even narrower in the midfoot to heel area, and I wonder whether that could cause me some issues. But I'm definitely less concerned than I was, particularly when I was running at fast speeds during that 5K. I felt very stable in this shoe, far more stable than I actually thought I would do at those speeds. I had no issues whatsoever. It just kept letting me flow forward, so light, so bouncy, and so propulsive. All those things, I think, go together to make this an absolute speed demon, a weapon in the right hands. So for people even faster than me, God knows what they could use this shoe for. I mean, you could fly, literally fly in this shoe. So it's a glowing review for me. I'm really impressed with the Metaspeeds in general this year, last year even. I'm eager to see where they go with this line, because if this is anything to go by, I can imagine the future iterations of these shoes are going to be absolutely incredible. I think there's the MZ Type 1 that's coming out soon. So if you look at one of my shorts that I've done recently, managed to get some images of what that shoe might look like. It's hopefully releasing in September, ready for those autumn marathons, and you know I'll be doing New York Marathon in the autumn. So you know, it'd be amazing to have that on my foot during that marathon, because if these are anything to go by, that's going to be an absolute banger, someone else might say, of a shoe. But for now, I live in the present, and then the present tells me this shoe is pretty much my fastest 5K shoe. It's also the shoe, by the way, which I won my first ever race, proper race, not park run, in as well. So now it has two moments of nostalgia for me to look back on this shoe. A, my first ever win, and B, now the closest I've come to breaking that 17-minute barrier. And actually, it would not surprise me in the least if this is the shoe that actually helps me do that in the near future. That's all I want to say today. Please put in the comments if you like the Edge Paris, or if you've got the Sky Paris, and what you think of the Metaspeeds in general. I'm starting to realize that they are absolute superb shoes, pretty much out there as some of the best in the marketplace. I prefer the run in this to the run in the Alpha Fly. I like the run in the Adidas Pro 4, but I just feel that this is slightly faster at those shorter distances. And for me, it's going to be a real choice now for my marathon, whether I go with this shoe, or whether I look at the Adidas Pro 4, or whether something comes out of left field like the Cielo X1 2.0 or the Endorphin Elite 2. But let's face it, it's nice to have choices. And in the running world that we live in today, we certainly have a lot of choices when it comes to running shoes. That's all I want to say today. Love you all. See you soon.